Hi guys, and welcome to Advent Day 15. Okay guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the latest films and movies that are out. So of course, one of the newest and biggest blockbuster films that I'm so looking forward to is of course The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. It looks absolutely fantastic. So can't wait to see that. Oh god, camera fell. Sorry about that, guys. Does it when I'm recording like this, because obviously I'm doing it in a different place, because, yeah. So, The Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies looks absolutely fantastic. The trailer looks, oh my god, and the Last Goodbye song is amazing. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you the films I've never seen. Well, I've never seen 21 or 22 Jump Street. I've never seen The Lord of the Rings, any of them. Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, any of those. I've never seen any of the other Hobbits as of yet, but I will watch them. And I've never seen Star Wars. So yeah, there's a lot of films I've never seen. But I will watch them. I will watch them eventually, guys. I promise you, I will watch them. I am going to watch The Hobbit before I go see the Battle of the Five Armies, because it looks fantastic when it opens on December 12th. So yeah. So The Hobbit is, there. Also, we've got Paddington, of course, starring Peter Capaldi, because he is the new Doctor. Of course, Peter Capaldi is in Paddington, and he's just like, why is there a grizzly bear outside? Or something like that. I'm not too sure. But still looks absolutely fantastic, and still looks worth seeing. And it's now been moved to a PG, because it's now got sex references in, and yeah, it's unsuitable for kids, so it's gone from a U to a PG. So that's fantastic. Of course, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 is still fantastic. Yeah, looks fantastic. Yeah, Mockingjay Part 1, Mockingjay Part 2, Mockingjay Part 1 even. Yep, definitely, and I can't wait for Mockingjay Part 2 next year. So yeah. Also, starring one of my favourite actors, Benedict Cumberbatch, The Imitation Game. Absolutely fantastic. Looks fantastic anyway, and I'd watch that, because I like history and stuff like that, and it's Benedict Cumberbatch. I mean, that's like Sherlock Holmes going back in time with the Doctor to Nazi Germany. So definitely looks fantastic, so I'm looking forward to that. Or the Dumber and Dumber 2, of course, guys. Dumber and Dumber 2. Dumber and Dumber 2 looks really funny, and I'm hoping to go see that next Friday. So yeah, I'm supposed to be going to see that then. So yeah, would recommend that, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously, that's one film I haven't seen. I hadn't seen the first Dumber and Dumber either, but this one definitely looks funny with Jim Carrey. Obviously, Jim Carrey's in the original as Lloyd Christmas, but yeah, it definitely looks good, even though I've never seen it. So yeah, that looks fantastic, and I can't wait to see that. Of course, we've got Nightmare. Where did I got Nightmare from? Night at the Museum looks absolutely freaking fantastic, and I can't. I'd love to go see that. I've seen all the other ones, and this one just looks awesome, and I bet it's really good in 3D. So yeah, we've got the Night at the Museum 3, Secret of the Tomb. So yeah, that looks good. Another film that looks quite interesting that I'd go see, or I'd watch anyway, looks watchable. The Theory of Everything. It's the story of obviously it stars Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones, and it's the story of Stephen Hawking and how he ended up in a wheelchair for the start, and it's more about his love life and him, trying to conquer time travel. So yeah, it definitely looks really good. So yeah, The Theory of Everything, that's another good film that looks good. Exodus, Gods and Kings looks absolutely fantastic, and I've seen the trailer in 3D, and it is awesome. I must admit, that looks really good. So yeah, you know. Then of course we've got the new Annie. So yeah, that looks good. Yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic and looks well worth watching, but probably not as good as the original, to be honest. Birdman, but that comes out next year. Yeah, when does Annie come out? Annie comes out on Boxing Day. Night at the Museum comes out on the 19th of December. Yeah. So it's... Yeah. Birdman, obviously that's 2015, that looks cool and good. I want to see that. Unbroken, that comes out on Boxing Day as well. That looks quite interesting, and, you know, it's the, obviously it's Angelina Jolie's directed film. You know, it's one of her first films that she directed, and it's, you know, it's the true life World War II survival story of the Olympic athlete Louis Zamperini, so that definitely looks quite good. Also next year, at the 30th of January, we've got Big Hero 6. Look, the Disney film looks quite cool. It's a shame they didn't release Frozen 2, but you know, it definitely looks really fun-packed and animated. I've seen some clips. Another film that looks good that's coming out on 16th of January 2015 is American Sniper. It's a Navy SEAL, basically the synopsis is, a Navy SEAL recounts his military career, which includes more than 150 confirmed kills. It's only in 2D, but does look absolutely fantastic, and definitely well worth watching. What else is there? I think that is all the ones that I could think of now. Obviously next year we've got Taken 3 that's coming out on the 8th of January 2015, and that looks quite good actually. I'd give it that. So yeah, of course, January, one of the, New Year's Day, right, it's the film, one of the most films I'm looking forward to next year, apart from, obviously, Avengers Age of Ultron, guys. Apart from that, and all the other ones, The Woman in Black, Angel of Death. The Woman in Black 2 looks absolutely fantastic, and quite jumpy, so I'll give it that, and I am looking forward to seeing that, because I like horror films. I'll give you a bit of a synopsis on The Woman in Black, Angel of Death. 40 years after the first haunting at El Marsh House, a group of children evacuated from World War II London arrive, awakening the house's darkest inhabitant. So I think this is set before the first Woman in Black film, but I'm not sure. Unless the first one's set... The first one might actually be set 40 years before this one, so I'm not sure. But, you know, still looks really good. And well worth watching. So yeah, that's the only film I can think of. So now, because obviously I've told you the latest films, now I'm going to tell you my top 5 Christmas films. My top 5 Christmas films, well, number 5 is Mistletoe Over Manhattan. It's a story where Santa and Mrs. Claus, Santa stays at the North Pole, Mrs. Claus goes to New York. There's a family in which the mother and father have split up. There's 2 kids, there's a teenage daughter, and there's a 13-year-old daughter, and called Bailey, and there's a son, which is 7, I think, or 9 or something like that, can't quite remember. Anyway, so Mrs. Claus, the mother and father split up, and the father ends up going to this cafe as an officer, and they split up because he's more dedicated to his job. The mum ends up seeing her boss, and Mrs. Claus goes to New York to bring back Christmas spirit. In the end, she decides that the only way she can get Christmas spirit back is by getting the mother and father back together again as one family for Christmas. And then eventually they do get into kiss under some special mistletoe, and yeah. So it's definitely it's a good film and well directed. I'll give it that. It's fantastic. So in at number 4 is one of my favourite childhood films. You know, growing up seeing that Santa Claus the movie. That film is one film that, you know, I grew up watching. I've watched like every Christmas. So yeah, definitely a good film and well worth the watch. In at number 3 is one of my other favourite childhood films. One of my favourite childhood Christmas films anyway, is The Polar Express. The animation on that is fantastic. I remember crying because I had an original copy of that, and I lost the disc and the disc got scratched, and then when I found it the disc was scratched and it won't play, and it was one of my most loved films when I was younger. And I remember crying and saying, "Mom, I really want another copy of The Polar Express for Christmas this year." And I was in tears. And anyway, obviously, after stopping at crying, that Christmas I did get The Polar Express on DVD again. So, and to this day, I have still got that copy of that DVD in its cellophane up at the other place where we do the videos, at my granddad's, where KKD Production Studio is. So, yeah, it's still there in its cellophane somewhere. Unless I've just taken it out of cellophane, but it's never been watched. So, yeah. I remember leaving it on the wooden thing for about 2 years. It was about 2 years ago I got another copy of this. Yeah, it will have been, because this is like my 3rd year living in this house, so 2 years ago when I got it, yeah, because I got it in this house, yeah, so it'll have been 2 years ago. So in at number 2 is, of course, the film that we've all seen, unless you're a girl, unless you're a person that I know that's never seen it. We've all seen it, you know, it's the story of a baby, goes into Santa's sack, ends up going to the North Pole, grows up, tallest elf there. Of course it is the film Elf with Will Ferrell. It's a fantastic film, really enjoyed that, you know, I've grown up watching that every year, and, you know, it's just one of those Christmas films that no matter how old it gets, it's always enjoyable and funny, and, you know, the thought of watching it, you're just like, yeah, I really don't fancy watching it, but then you watch it and you're like laughing your head off and stuff. So it's still a good thing, and I'd like to see them maybe remake that with a different actor or something. Hello, I'm still free and available. So yeah, and of course, in at number 1, this is my number 1 new top favourite, oh god that was fast, top favourite Christmas film this year, at the moment, and it's not just because of the acting or because I enjoyed watching it, it's more the directing, the cinematography. It is A Christmas Visitor. It is my new top favourite film, and it is just absolutely fantastic. Just watching it, I'm just like, wow, this film, and I haven't seen the full film, but I walked in halfway and I knew exactly what was happening, and I guessed everything. It's predictable, but the cinematography in it is just fantastic. It's one of the best directed Christmas films I've ever seen, and I would definitely give the film that. So it definitely deserves top place on there. I must say, a film that I didn't think I'd enjoy, but did enjoy him, that is was sort of 6th place, was Noel. Came out in 2004, and it had Paul Walker in it from Fast and Furious 7, another film I'm looking forward to next year. So yeah, Paul Walker was in Noel, and so yeah, oh, that's another film I've never seen. Never seen any of Fast and Furious films or Final Destination. Oops, I ought to. Or Need for Speed, never seen them either. Anyway, so yeah, Noel got 6th place, but yeah, number 1 top place in my top 5 Christmas films is of course number 1 was A Christmas Visitor, and obviously number 6, Noel. So thanks for watching today, guys, and just before I go, it is the random subscriber shout out. Alright, so the random subscriber shout out for day 15 goes to Robot Dylan. Go subscribe to him because he's a really cool mate of mine, and he was like 11th place on my top 10 YouTubers list. So definitely go subscribe to him, yeah, because he's awesome. So thanks for watching, guys. I've been the Dr. 11th. Bye for now. Bye!